welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you joining me here today. In today's video, I am going to be showing you my magic morning practice that you may have seen on Instagram, in my journal, or I have other videos here on YouTube that talk about it, but I really wanted to share with you what that practice actually looks like. So before I begin my practice, I grab a couple of things. I like to put my essential oil burner on, light some candles, get in the mood. I've got my yoga mat, a glass of water, some juice, which was actually made yesterday. This stuff is delicious. And then I have just my notebook, because throughout this process I'm going to be writing down everything that I'm doing. So for instance, the first thing I'm going to be doing is yoga. So I'm going to write down which yoga I'm doing, and then I'm going to do my meditation. So I'm going to be writing down each of these steps as I go along. So I like to keep that over here next to me. So like I said, I'm going to begin with yoga, and then I'm going to move into meditation. And the reason I like to do yoga first is because usually I do this right out of bed. And I'm still groggy, I'm still tired, and if I started with meditation, I feel like I would just fall back asleep. So I like to start with the yoga because it invigorates me, it wakes me up, but also it begins to calm that mind. Because I don't know about you, but when I wake up, my mind is going. And I need that time to settle in. And then once I settle in, I feel like the rest of my practice goes a lot smoother. You don't have to do yoga. Any kind of exercise is great to wake you up and get you invigorated. But let's do this. So I'm going to start out with some yoga today. I've got a TV in here, so I like to watch YouTube, and I love Yoga with Adriene. She's just super cool. Makes me feel like I'm in the room with her. So that's what I'm going to do. So yoga is all done. Next I'm going to move into my meditation. And for my meditation, a lot of times I'll just use an app on my phone called Insight Timer and do it for 20 minutes. Or I also like, Deepak Chopra has an app, and he does these 21-day meditations, though he does them for free every once in a while. You do have to pay for them too, but I really like those as well. And for September I'm actually going to be doing one of those. So today I'm going to be using my Deepak Chopra app and doing a 20-minute meditation. So that's what's next. I'm ready to just chill.
Welcome, friends, to the energy of attraction. The next 21 days.
So the meditation portion is done, and now what I like to do is I like to grab my phone and I set the timer for 3 minutes, and I do a visualization. And my visualization typically just consists of what it is I want to manifest in my life, and I see it already manifested. So I'm going to do that right now for 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes is up, and so the next part I like to do is gratitude. So I'm going to set my timer again, this time for 2 minutes. And I'm going to do my gratitude practice. And so when I do my gratitude practice, I really like to really feel the gratitude, like how grateful I am for things. And I'm a big believer in really looking at hard things and being grateful for them too, because I believe that offers a lot of transformation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my notebook, and I'm going to write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. So I usually always like to write 5, but I like to spend 2 minutes in that deep gratitude. So set my timer. Here we go. Okay, so the gratitude practice is done, and next I'm just going to take a second and write my intention for the day. So my intention for the day is just typically something that I want to make sure that I bring awareness to throughout my day, and help to give my day more purpose. So for today, for example, my intention might be to, I really want to, I'm sharing some big news with you guys today, so my intention is to be in a flow state and allow my authentic self to shine through. So that's what I'm going to write. So it's pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my deck of tarot cards. I change these out every month. This month I'm using the Moonchild Tarot. And I just like to pick a card. I take my cards out and I shuffle them. There's no right or wrong way to shuffle them. And typically what I say in my head while I'm shuffling is, I ask for your guidance today, your guidance and your wisdom. Send me a message and give me the clarity and wisdom to see and understand that message and use it for my highest self. So that's usually what I say in my head when I'm shuffling the cards. And then for me, I just stop whenever it feels right. So, ooh, I got the Three of Cups. That's a great card. So what I like to do is I like to write down in my journal what card I got, and I do use the book because I love to read the traditional meanings. They're often really inspiring. But first, I like to really look at my card and see what it evokes for me just from looking at it, because I feel like that builds a good intuitive connection. So for instance, when I see the Three of Cups, I see these three people. So to me, that means support, friendship, and I see this water, so that makes me feel like this boundless connection and abundance. So that's what I'll do. I'll really just spend a few seconds like looking at the card and feeling what it really means to me and what the message is, and it kind of just comes, and then I'll just write about it. And then I'll often, like I said, take the book that came with it just because I love to read. Usually the people who create tarot cards just have the most beautiful, inspiring messages. So even though I may feel like I got what I needed from it, I still love reading what it says. Okay. So, cards are done. And so the next thing that I'm going to do is I just like to take a few minutes to journal about my experience today. So if I experience something during meditation or what's happening internally and spiritually for me. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to write that. If you don't know what to write, if you're not a writer, write, I don't know what to write. Literally, just write that. And believe me, it'll just start flowing out, because sometimes I find it difficult to know what to write. Sometimes my experience is beyond words, and I just write, thanks, today's a great day. I mean, just let it go. Okay, so once you're done writing, the next thing I like to do is I'm just gonna, usually either I have my planner or I write it here and then transfer it to my planner, is I get out everything in my head that I need to do that day. For me, writing stuff down of what I have to do that day makes it so I don't go over and over and over in my head like 8 million times. Once I get it on paper, I feel like now I just gotta check the boxes. So I'm just gonna write down everything that I have to do today, or like I said, you can write it in your planner. Okay, so there's only one thing left to do, and that's read. I like to read 5 to 10 pages of a personal development book. I'm actually reading this month Inner Witch. So far it's really good. I'm kind of critical of books like this because they're often, I think they have too much mysticism and they don't give people the real concrete science behind it, but so far this one's really good. So I'll read 5 to 10 pages of that, and then we're gonna end things. That's it, all done. So I hope that this video encourages you or inspires you to want to create a practice of your own, and I hope it also gave you some information about how I do mine. And there are no rules, so you gotta do what works for you. I do change mine up. I have a quicker routine for when I don't have enough time, and if I have more time, there are other things I like to do. Like I have a steel tongue drum that I like to add in there, or I'm working on a book, so there are days when I take time in the morning to work on that first. And I do switch it up from time to time or year to year, depending on what I want to add, if there's something specific I want to work on. So I'll change it up. So you can make it your own, but I really do hope that you can see the value in having a practice like this, and that you make time for one for yourself so that you can come home to you, learn to live in effortless flow, and be the most authentic loving you that there is. Thank you for watching this video. If you dig it, like and subscribe to my channel.